candle light. And then over here we have yet another candle, some jasmine, a money plant, and then there she is. It's like a radiator plant. I just finished filming a crossword video for you guys, and I had the candles lit and the plants all around the crossword, and I just couldn't bring myself to do a normal setup because I was so entranced with my bevy of plants and candles and cozy little things. So I decided to set this up for you like this. I hope you like it. I like it quite a bit. You know, it's dim in here almost to the detriment of the quality of the image. I know sometimes, even though I use cameras that are capable of high quality images, I like to set the lighting so dim that sometimes the quality looks a little like lo-fi, even when it is not. So I'm also experimenting a bit with this guy. You can see how ill-fitted his hat is. It's kind of like dopey, lopsided, I don't know, like that. Yes, not you, but me. I'm experimenting with taking this off of its stand and talking into it like a handheld mic. Obviously, a mic with a smaller, body might be easier to hold for a long period of time, but I just wanted to see what it was like, and I've seen a few people do this. I've seen quite a few people do it like this, but most recently I watched a ramble from Bibliophile, and he has a very good whisper, and yeah, he often holds his mic like this, so I thought I would try. Maybe at the end of this ramble, I'll go over some channels I've been watching lately, because I've been watching a lot of smaller creators lately, and as I've told you before, I think a lot of rambles and life updates, even when I don't watch like anything else from the channel. A lot of life updates. This red light here is just the mute button if you are not familiar with the Blue Yeti. So, just wanted to do a ramble, a whispered ramble, I guess is what's happening. Kind of a life update, but what is weird is that first of all, I'm currently well, which is amazing, right? I also am in this strange stage that will probably go on for some month, like a month or two more, a month or 2 or 3 more, which is this sort of limbo stage where, maybe three big things are in the works, but not happening right now, but they're coming, and they're all life-changing, and they will all be very joyous events, but there's nothing for me to do right now to speed them up. I just have to sit back and relax and just chill the F out kind of thing, and in these times that is a little difficult to do, so I'm just practicing really, maybe you think this is cheesy, but really just being in the moment. One of them is an upcoming move, this dog. She's a pup, and she has like floppy little ears like this, and the ears are like that, and it's like black on this side, white down the middle, and then her nose has all these little like black dots on it, just her nose, and she's absolutely adorable, and I would love nothing more than to devote to myself to her, taking her out every 2 hours kind of thing. Puppies are so much work, but I would like that job right now, honestly, but it's just not gonna happen yet, which is okay. So I'm kind of in that zone. And then I mentioned in a previous ramble, talking to you all, that other big things have been going on, not even really in my life, but in the lives of people close to me, and I think I'll just share that with you now. I'm not going to get into the details of anything in particular because it's not my story. They aren't my stories to tell. However, it has affected me in that I am a rock for a lot of these people, and so I am very happy to be there for them. That's my job as a close friend, is to be there, and I take that very seriously, and I want to do that, and I have been doing that. But this week I hit a wall, I think, where I just didn't have a lot of extra energy to give to other people, probably because I wasn't giving quite enough energy to myself, to be honest. Like I wasn't taking care of myself quite well enough. My neighbors are listening to a movie right now with a loud soundtrack, so if you hear that coming in and out, that's what that is. My hair is extra poofy today, blocks out the sun. So I kind of just blocked off the week. In a lot of ways, I'm still working this week and, doing certain things, but also taking care of myself this week, which to be honest, it's not good. It's not something to pat yourself on the back for, but I've been neglecting myself a bit, just in terms of having time and space to think and recharge. And so this week I finally reached a point where I was like, I need some time to recharge, and so I just made sure to make that time for myself this week. So I'll just say quickly some of the things I've been being a rock for, I guess, just to give you an idea of the scope. It won't be all the things, it won't be all the details, or like hardly any details about any of the things, but just an idea is, and then I'll talk about, what I'm doing this week to kind of recharge, I guess. So, for example, beyond the current state of things, which is difficult, and a stressor for everyone, I think very few people, if none, are their best selves right now. So that's been a huge, stressor, right? But, okay. I just cut out so much. I was doing smaller cuts, and then the sirens totaled 6-7 sirens, and it was just me getting off track and saying, oh, yeah, another siren, sorry. Something must have been going on. This to say, if I don't know what I have and haven't said yet, so if I forgot something or doesn't quite make sense, that is why. But I think I was just gonna outline for you very broadly with no detail really, just a small sampling of things that people around me have gone through this year. I'll just throw out 3 examples. these aren't even necessarily the worst ones or the only ones, which is what is so like about this year. But, and you know, like, knock on wood, I'm okay, everyone's okay, everyone's healthy, and that, well, just about, and that is something I'm so speechlessly grateful for. Feel free to skip over this part if you want, but I'll make it super short. For example, someone I'm close to found out that they were dating a literal, I don't use this word lightly, a literal sociopath who was cheating on them with not one, but two people, and had been for a year. 2. Someone I'm close to's apartment burned down. It's gone. 3. Someone I'm close to's spouse died after a year of them being married, for no discernible reason. Truly no discernible reason. Not the thing you would expect. Not the second thing you would expect. Not the third or fourth. And very young, too. So that's enough of that. But I'll just say that's kind of, you know, I had said there's some real stuff going on in my life, especially like in a secondary kind of way. And I had said in another ramble, I didn't know if you guys wanted to hear it or not, but again, I don't want to get too into anything because they're not my stories to tell, but I thought I would just tell you some of why I've been so drained. So I've just been there for people through these really hard things that aren't easily solved, if solvable at all. Maybe not even solvable, right? And so they're things that you're not just there for one day. You're like, you're there. And then with quarantine and all that being the background, being the setting for these very trying things to happen in, it's been quite a lot for them. And I don't have tons of friends, at least not by my count. By my count, I have very few friends who are very close to me. I'm very careful about my friends, and when someone is my friend, like, I am there forever. They cannot shake me. And I'm very serious about my friendships in a way. I'm fun too, guys. I'm fun. I promise I'm fun. But you know, I've been a little drained this past year, in part for all the support I've been giving and that I've been happy to give, but you've got to recharge too. So that has been my effort, always, but I've just been doing a piss poor job of it. So this month in particular, I decided to renew my efforts, full force ahead, self-care. Part of that for me has been defining my routine, protecting my time and routine again, which I kind of let slowly slip away. It's a slippery slope. So getting back on track with that, and then in the words of Agent Dale Cooper, a huge effort to give myself a gift every day. What does he say? Every day, once a day. I'm gonna mess it up. Every day, once a day, give yourself a gift. It can be anything. You just let it come to you. So I'm kind of looking at my calendar over here because I'm literally writing on my calendar day by day the things I have given myself as a gift. So sometimes it's material things, sometimes it's not. Like the other day I had 2 cupcakes. Another day it was a piece of chocolate cake, which was the best chocolate cake I've ever had. They perfected it. I need to be a regular there and tip them outrageously for months on end was amazing. Another day, it was a long walk by myself, no calling anyone, no walking with someone, just by myself to think. Another day was reading. I've been reading a lot lately, which is great because this past year I had kind of fallen out of that, which is something that does not make me happy. Reading makes me happy. So, been buying a lot of books lately. Today, the thing I gave myself was this fancy incense in white sage. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's hard to tap with one hand. That's all I got for you. And they burn forever. They last forever. Taking time to do the crossword and things like that. I'm trying to think of other good ones I had. Honestly, sometimes the gift for myself is like watching a good movie, or like not. This is the one I was gonna say. Sometimes my gift to myself is not talking to anyone for a day, which sounds lame, but I've been quite stretched lately, so actually that is the gift to me. And then yeah, lots of books. And oh yeah, another day was using nice shower stuff. I have some really nice shower stuff, toiletries from Lush, that my parents very, very, very kindly gave me in August. They actually noticed when not actually, like they don't notice, they're very observant actually, and they love me a lot, and they support me always, and they're wonderful in so many ways. But I was surprised because I didn't even realize it, that in August, my parents and my sister noticed that I was off and not doing so well, which, like I said, is not something I had noticed for myself even. And so just to let me know that they were thinking of me, they very kindly sent me a box of Lush stuff, and I haven't used it yet. This was in August, guys. Like, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mauve? You're sending all this nice stuff, you know? So I just started using that, and I'll like make a whole shower of it. Like, I'll use all the products in one shower, one go, and I just feel fancy as heck and so clean, and I smell so good, and I love it. And I've been lighting candles more often lately, and I've been going to new places, going on hikes, going on walks in parks I have not yet visited. So all these things are super simple, but it's what's available to me right now, which is basically like desserts, walking, not talking to anyone, and books and incense / candles. Like, it's like not fancy or cool, but it has been making me feel better. And some of the stuff is material stuff, but it's small, and the joy it gives me is double or triple what I spend on it, or the size of it, or what have you. Although I am saving money for after I move, I am going to buy what I want most of all, besides a puppy first and foremost. Puppy is, well, it's the third thing on my list. I'm not going to get all these things at once, but a puppy. I would love a puppy so much. It's hard to say how much. It's really hard to tell you just how much. A puppy. And then just like a simple upright piano would be number 2. And the third one would be a nice bookshelf. You have no idea how many books I have stacked on my dresser over there on my desk behind this jasmine plant, and then behind you right now, piled on my floor, neatly, of course, but piled on my floor, there's gotta be like 20 to 30 books just behind you. There's probably 10 on my desk. There's probably like 20 or so on my dresser. It's a right mess, and so I'm saving money to buy a nice bookshelf for myself. As for the piano, I am not very serious about it, but I did play growing up, and I really enjoy playing. It just makes me happy. I play simple stuff, like not simple, but it's not incredibly advanced, but just like intermediate stuff that's very evocative. So like the Ice Dance from Edward Scissorhands is one of my favorites to play, or that song September from, what's that show called? Big Little Lies. If you watch that show, if you look up September by, I think, Agnes Updell, something like that, you'll recognize it. It's so simple and beautiful. That's the kind of stuff I play, and I really miss doing it. The whole time I lived abroad, I did not have a piano because it didn't make sense to buy one. Had I known I was going to be there for so long, I would have, but I went down thinking I would only be there for 6 months, so, you know, and then every time I kind of like re-upped every time. I wasn't sure if it'd be more than like another year, and then another year, and then another year, so I never got anything big like that there. I also broke my nail the other day on like opening a doorknob. It wasn't cooperating in my building, and there are so many locks on this building now too, which is great. It feels very safe, but it's quite hard to like carry things into the apartment now because you're constantly having to undo locks. Anyway, it wasn't cooperating, and that's the thing, they're all installed differently, and they're all, so you have to like know which way to hold the key, and it's different for everyone, and it's just finicky, finagly, fussy business. I went to open it and it wasn't cooperating, so I kind of broke my nail, but just the top layer, so it stayed on. But there's this, it's kind of chippy now, and I think I'm gonna have to cut it. You can't see it because the polish is covering it, but it's quite broken. So, yeah, that's what I got for you. Basically books, incense, chocolate cake, I don't know. And also making, galvanizing my routine, getting my alone time, which for me is like obligation-free time, where I can just roll around and like read more if I want to, or go buy some stickers at Target or something. Stuff like that, like stuff that even like going to buy stickers at Target sounds ridiculous, but it's like that is something that would surprise me and delight me right now because it's so out of the ordinary, right? So just taking advantage of those moments. Oh man, what a ramble. There was something else I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, some channels I'll just mention quickly that I'm listening to lately include Gise ASMR. She is Chilean, I believe, and she has a great whisper. All her videos are in Spanish, of course, but whether you speak Spanish or not, her voice has a lovely sound to it, and she, it really does. It's like she doesn't have phrases and she doesn't have a lisp, but there's this extra like X factor to her voice that's in the same camp as those things, if that makes any kind of sense. Like there's this natural affect technology videos, so if you're into that too, check her out. It's spelled Gisse, Gisse ASMR. Then I would also say you might already have heard of her because she really blew up. She very quickly approached and then surpassed by far 100k, and she has great energy as well. Her name is Miss Manganese ASMR. So Miss and then Manganese ASMR. She does a lot of chaotic role plays, so like fast paced, really random, always switching it up, kind of nonsensical role plays. So she's great. And she has these chunky silver rings she wears that make amazing sounds. And then I've also been watching Rambles from Whispers Ginger a lot, and I recently found, well, a few months ago, but I recently did a deep dive into Anna Confetti, Hannah Confetti. She does, even though ASMR is not in her channel name, nor is Whisper, she does exclusively ASMR stuff. A lot of gum chewing, and it's not annoying, I promise. It is like definitely present. It's not slight, but it's not exaggerated either. She has a lot of rambles. She wears a lot of bright colors, kind of the opposite of me in that way. She has this fun, funky vibe. She has, all these juicy couture purses and like funky, crazy clothing. She has this lookbook video that is, all her outfits are positively delightful in it. Yeah, this nail is like snagging my hair now. Anyway, I really like her a lot, and she seems pretty centered and grounded, and yeah, she does a lot of rambles, so I like her a lot too. There are a lot of channels I watch all the time. I can go through them sometime, like the ones I watch without fail. Any video they post, I can give you a list. But these are a few that I found semi-recently and I've really been enjoying. So feel free to check them out if any of those descriptions strike you as something you might be interested in. Thank you for listening to this ramble and spending time with me, because I so love to spend time with you. I can't wait to show you the new space. It doesn't even exist now, but I'm just thinking like how happy I'm going to be to film there. And ooh, the candle's starting to crackle again. I cut the wig. Once again, I cut the wig, and then it was in control for a while, and then it got out of control. It's starting to get out of control. Anyway, let me know what you think of this mic, like when I hold it in my hand, if this on this back